So yeah, we're going out for a battle, and obviously, as a woman, I will win any battle at home. But when we battle on Odyssey grounds, I don't know if I can beat the Shumi, but we will see. All right, the O factor. I want you guys to repeat the exercise that we did this morning with Patrick. I want you to go back to a moment in your life when you were a patient or somebody close to you was a patient. And I want you to think about what happened to you and what was important to you at that time. Was it what your lab value was? Was it the sequence of medications that you were receiving? Or was it how many other people have your disease? I would think that other things are way more important to you at that time. Things like, what's the first day that I'm going to wake up without a headache? When can I go for a run pain-free? Or how long will it take to when I start this with this medicine until my symptoms go away? Now, Odyssey has mastered the art of harmonizing the clinical encounter. So we seamlessly track a patient's prescriptions, the lab values, or the surgical interventions that take place across millions of patient records. But as one of this year's contributors pointed out so correctly, when a patient leaves the clinic, they enter a space largely invisible to research. We are building world-class prediction models based on snapshots of clinical data, where the ultimate measure of value-based healthcare, which is the patient's daily lived experience, the functionality, and also the burden of caregiver support, remains systematically uncaptured and awkwardly mapped. It is time for us as a community to stop treating patient-reported outcomes as second-class, hard-to-map data points and instead build a native ecosystem for the continuous patient voice. If we look across this year's submissions, I feel there is a unified cry for help and also a massive opportunity that can arise from the PROMs. So I have taken 4 abstracts, and I will take you through them as to how they contribute to this idea. So the first problem that we are running into is the invisible caregiver and continuous tracking. So this was an abstract submitted by Matej Horvath and team about the Oncoli project, where they point out that OMOP currently does not really support PROMs data and generated continuously between visits. And critical outcomes like caregiver burden are entirely invisible in our observational records. The second issue that we are facing is a structural squeeze. So Krijn-Polder et al. From the PREPARE project have been building predictive models for thumb osteoarthritis, have struggled to map patient satisfaction scores. So they have had to force Likert scales into binary outcomes, just saying, is somebody satisfied or is they unsatisfied? But how satisfied they are, we don't know. And they've had to grapple with properly linking specific questionnaires to distinct answers within the OMOP schema. Our third issue is the issue of missing semantics. That was also from the prepared team, the poster from Petros Patias and all, where they have highlighted that preserving rehabilitation semantics like functional scores and continuous PROMs is so complex that it requires bespoke clinician-guided iterative ETL sessions just to prevent data loss. And the last issue, a little bit more positive, the team from Manos Hatsias and the unrealized power of harmonization, where the iProlepsis project proved that when we finally do successfully harmonize PROMs data across different registries, we unlock the ability to do very powerful, sex-stratified, cross-country analyses of disease burden in psoriatic arthritis. And this is good, but we're looking at one disease area. We looked at oncology. We've now got arthritis. We need to make this bigger. So what we would like to launch is the Between Visits initiative, engineering OMOP for the living experience. And how are we going to do that? We are going to establish the Living Experience Working Group. Next up, we are going to develop the Pro-OMOP pipeline, which maybe we should just call PROMOP pipeline, and quality dashboards, where standard data quality dashboards, the ones that we have now, with all due respect, but they're for EHR data, and they're not for PROMs data. We should combine the unified clinician interactive ETL strategy that was pioneered by Prepare with the prospective export layer proposed by Oncology to provide standardized open source pipeline. This pipeline is going to allow any digital data, so whether it's from wearables, whether it's from health apps or patient registries, or the PROMs data, to map high-frequency out-of-clinic PROMs into OMOP seamlessly. We will adapt Odyssey quality metrics specifically for continuous patient-reported data. And then the last thing that we are going to do is we are going to host the ultimate patient voice study-a-thon, where we launch a multi-disease, so not just focus, as I said before, on one specific one, study-a-thon, utilizing the harmonized data from Oncology, Hyperlepsis, and Prepare. And we have a research question of how do continuous PROMs alter the accuracy of patient-level prediction models compared to models built solely on episodic EHR data. So with that, I would like to end and say to you that by taking these very different methodological innovations and turning them into one unified Odyssey infrastructure, we're going to stop doing one-off PROMs studies. Instead, we have to pave the way for Odyssey to become the premier network for evaluating digital therapeutics, personalized rehabilitation, and the true holistic impact of disease on patients and their family. So let's make the invisible visible. And this was obviously made possible with the ideas of the following people. Thank you very much.